is significant and what
Sure.
this means to the public.
All right. Yesterday, on December the 20th, 2012, officials from the Brown County Sheriff's Office and the Brownwood Police Department executed a search warrant at 507 North Center Avenue, which is Wonderland Tobacco Shop. In connection with that was two sealed indictments that were served to the owner, Brownwod Achara. These were indictments for the delivery of a controlled substance. These operations, or this search warrant and indictment arrest, stemmed from a 7-month investigation in which officials from multiple agencies were investigating the illegal distribution of synthetic cannabinoids, bath salts, and the delivery of drug paraphernalia from Wonderland Tobacco Shop. During the 7-month investigation, multiple controlled purchase operations were completed, and drugs and drug paraphernalia were obtained during those operations. The narcotics received during those operations have been submitted to the laboratory for examination. Some of those results have come back, and some of the results have tested positive for banned substances, including synthetic cannabinoids and bath salts. Over here you have packages of synthetic cannabinoids, which are, sometimes you hear them by the trade name of K2 or K9, or among other names. Roughly we seized 998 grams, which equals roughly 2.2 pounds or 1 kilo. And estimated value of just the synthetic products is somewhere in the neighborhood of $6,810. In addition to that, we also seized 2 boxes that contain different vials of liquids that are going to have to be examined for controlled substances. And we seized 38 vials of those at an estimated cost of $760. As far as the paraphernalia, we have numerous items of marijuana paraphernalia, synthetic cannabinoid paraphernalia, methamphetamine paraphernalia, bath salt paraphernalia, and I haven't inventoried it completely, but I'm conservatively estimating the total value somewhere in the neighborhood between $20,000 and $30,000.
If you would,
I was going to say, also we seized the on-hand cash that was at the business, which the cash on hand was roughly $5,400. So that gives you an idea of the volume and the money that these businesses are bringing in on a daily basis for the illegal distribution of paraphernalia and controlled substances.
just if you would, just talk about the impact of this stuff on people that it's sold, the danger
Sure.
to
What is different about these chemicals is, unlike some of the established chemicals that have been around for quite some time, these have recently, in the last probably 5 years, gained momentum and popularity. These generally emanate from the European background, what we call bathtub laboratories, where there's no regulation. It's just amateur chemists producing these items. Now we're seeing some of these being produced locally in the United States as well as down in Mexico. These chemicals act on the neurotransmitters in the brain, which is especially dangerous because anytime you alter the homeostasis of the brain, you begin to disrupt the chemical balances, and your brain becomes dependent on chemicals to regulate itself. What happens is that the balance is interrupted, and so you have various reactions up to including, but not limited to, hallucinations. You have physiological symptoms, sometimes death results. People tell me that when they've taken them, they have blacked out, suffered from amnesia. The synthetic cannabinoids originally were intended to mimic the effects of marijuana. However, they've gone above and beyond that now with their chemical structures. As far as the bath salts, they're designed to mimic the effects of ecstasy or MDMA, cocaine, and methamphetamine, all in one fell swoop. And so those are especially dangerous. And the problem that we're seeing now is when we test a package of synthetic cannabinoids, not only sometimes are the banned synthetic cannabinoids being found, but we're also seeing bath salts that are mixed in with the products, as well as other chemicals that the consumer doesn't understand that they're submitting their bodies to. The other thing that's really dangerous, or that I consider dangerous, is a lot of these packages, the demographics, it seems to be marketed towards a lot of young people. And what I'm concerned with is in houses where a child doesn't know the difference, they may grab a package that has some type of cartoon character, and may ingest it and have some type of unknown effect based on that. It ranges, the brand names range from anything you can imagine.
Is this stuff just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than the real?
In my opinion, this stuff is substantially more dangerous. I think this is the new generation of the controlled substances that we're going to be encountering from some time. With the advent of technology and the availability of chemicals and the internet, it's pretty easy for folks to start trying to engineer these things. And anytime you start steering away from a naturally occurring substance like marijuana, which is a plant-based material, to a synthetic material, it's generally substantially more dangerous because there's no regulation and no guarantee on what effects it's going to have on an individual.
Now, various city councils have passed ordinances to ban a lot of this stuff, but somebody's not getting the message apparently.
Yeah, I don't understand. The federal government has now banned these substances. Originally, before the federal government did, we had a lot of ordinances banning these substances. Following that, it was banned federally, and then it was banned by Texas, among other states. For whatever reason, a lot of businesses are still selling them. A lot of them have clever marketing where they say that they may not contain anything illegal. However, when I'm submitting these to the laboratory, they are coming back with banned substances. So despite the labeling on the package, we're still finding banned illegal substances in here.
Are you finding that people mistake it as a more of a gateway drug that's less dangerous than the drugs that they mimic and are surprised?
I think initially people thought that it might be less serious. However, now from conducting the investigations, I have the addicts telling me they prefer this because it is substantially, in their opinion, a better effect on them than even some of the plant-based materials.
Are they, Wonderland, are they still open? Are they still allowed to operate?
Right now, yesterday they closed. In addition to the law enforcement activity, the Brownwood Health Department arrived and revoked their permit because narcotics were found, or suspected narcotics were found along with food products. In addition to that, we also recovered certain items of that code enforcement addressed. I believe they're currently in the process of issuing citations for them running a sexually oriented business because of different merchandise they were selling at the store.
Code enforcement's in there?
Yes, sir.
Are these samples
Do you know if the
How you doing?
Do you know if the arrestee is where he was originally from, or if he's been from
From my
Brownwood for a
understanding in my
while?
research, he is Nepalese. He's from Nepal.
Okay. And how long has he been in Brownwood? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I know he's been here in the city for several years, I believe.
Okay.
And what was his reaction when y'all showed up and served him with the indictment and the search warrant?
He was pretty low key. He didn't react. He claimed that the substances that he sold were legal, and that he has had them tested in a laboratory.
This is my favorite part over here.
That's why I was asking if those were samples.